Good morning or good afternoon. Today we'll be watching a Quizzette video on 807. As always, make sure you write your last name, comma, first name, today's date, and your class color. Number 1 says, how do you write 8.4 times 10 to the 2 in standard form? So you would multiply 8.4 times 10 squared, which is 100, or you could see the power value. The power value here is 2. So you get 8.4, and it's 2, it's positive 2, so you go in the positive direction 2 units. So I'm going to get my decimal, I'm going to try it in blue, and I'm going to move 2 decimal places in the positive direction. So I have one empty space, and I'm going to put a 0 there. So my answer, 8.4 times 10 squared, is equal to 840. This is just a strategy. You could always multiply 8.4 times 100, but why do all that work if you don't have to and you have a strategy? Now, look at number 2. It says, how do you write 9.6 times 10 to the 5th in standard form? So I get 9.6, and I move 5 place values in the positive direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to put zeros. And after every 3 digits, you put a comma. And this is 960,000. 9.6 times 10 to the 5th equals 960,000. So in the same manner, go ahead and draw this right here next to it, because you're not going to need that much space there anyways. Let's say you had, example, let's say you had 9.6 times 10 to the negative 5th power. You would move that decimal place 5 places in the negative direction. So you'd have 9.6, and you'd move it 5 places in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in those empty spaces, you would put zeros. So this would be equal to 0, 0, 0, 0, 9, 6. So number 1 and number 2 asked you about standard form. So standard form is when you solve for scientific notation. If you want something in scientific notation, it's the expression. It has multiplication in it. Okay, so number 2 says, actually it should be number 3. So go ahead and correct it on your Quizzette, and then this one should be number 4. Number 3 says, how do you write 18 in scientific notation? So let's say you get your decimal and you move it 1 place to the left. That could mean that you did 1.8 times 10 to the power of 1. 10 to the power of 1. Now if I put a 0 here, that's okay. You have an answer here that looks identical to that, which is this one. You can also test each one. So you can test this first one, and you can do 1.80 and move it 5 units to the positive direction, and you're going to see that that's not equivalent to 18. Then you can solve this one right here. You can move that decimal place 3 places to the right, and you can see that's not equivalent either. Then this one, you can move it 1 place to the right, and you'll see that that one is actually equal to 18.0, which is also equal to just 18, which is what we want. Then look at this last one. This is 1 unit to the right, so that would be 0.180, and that's not what we want. So the only answer that's correct is that third one that I circled. How do you write 0.057 in scientific notation? Okay, so if I go 2 places to the right, that's going to be 5.7. So I'm going to write 5.7, and it's going to be to the negative 2 power. And the reason I know that is because if I work backwards and I try to go from 5.7 to 0.057, that means I have to go into the negative direction 2 units. So that's negative 2. The last question on number 4 says, how do you write 225,000 in scientific notation. So this is going to be positive because there are no decimals in there. So we can do, let me see. Start here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at 2.25 times 10 to the 5th power. Go ahead and try Tuesday on your own.